Macklin. Yeah, you got a game against Vegas tonight. What's it to you? Last game they have before they bring up Carter Hart. You know what you got to do now, yeah, right? Kick their fucking ass. Bruins friends! It is time to hug it out! Because that is a 3-2 victory in the shootout against the Detroit Red Wings. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Surprised that they made it to overtime because I kind of honestly expected them to be done by middle of the third period. The injury gods are not smiling down well upon the Bruins. McAvoy is out. Arvidsson is out. Pasternak is out. Zacha was a game-time decision. This team is kind of in shambles right now. And it's not looking good. But this game was a lesson in persistence. Persistence and, more importantly, perseverance. What, you get shellacked 6-2 by the Rangers? It's okay. Second half of a back-to-back, but you're still at home. You're not traveling anywhere. Just dust yourself off and focus on this game. And that's exactly what happened. Swayman. Oh my god. Swayman was an absolute beast all game. Only allowing 2 goals. And yes, I know that allowing 2 goals is not great, but at the same time, like, you're not going to be perfect every single night. And for what it's worth, one of those goals, the second one in particular, an absolute defensive breakdown. Just completely. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves because that's a late third period development. For the entire first period, it's looking pretty tame. At least in terms of offensive output from either side. In terms of physical output, it is chippy as hell. They're going ding, ding every single time the whistle blows. And it all culminates with Mark Kastelic and Moritz Seider dropping the gloves and more importantly, Kastelic dropping Seider. This was the most chippy game that the Bruins have played all season. And when Jeannot checked Axel Sandin-Pellikka into the half wall, I thought that was going to be a line brawl. And with Kastelic being the main guy to step up, I thought that he was going to get a game misconduct. Like, this game was prime for just everybody meet in the middle for a giant yard sale on a giant mixer where everybody goes home with a smile on their face with at least 3 broken teeth each. And honestly, I thought that was going to be the case for the entirety of it. I thought this was going to be a low-scoring affair, but it's going to be chippy. And for what it's worth, I was right. Like, 5 goals all told is not that much. But let's not forget who scored 2 of those goals. Morgan Geekie! Who do you call? Who do you call when you need something done? Who do you call when you need something done when the computer's not really working right? It keeps prompting you to upgrade to Windows 11, and you're like, I don't want to upgrade to Windows 11. I don't like how Microsoft uses AI, and honestly, I'm fine with Windows 10, because Windows 10 is perfectly fine. But your computer keeps telling you, upgrade to Windows 11, upgrade to Windows 11. It's a complete mindfuck. Who do you call in that case? You call up tech support. More support. And who do you call up in tech support? You call up the Geek Squad! The supporting cast for the entire game. It was basically for the Bruins' second half of the game. For the entire first half of the game, it was play low to the ground hockey. Don't give them an inch and beat the piss out of them at every given opportunity. The second half of the game, the tune shifts to beat the piss out of them. Have Zadorov get into a little bit of an argument, and as JT Compher is skating across, just shove him into the corner glass. But the second half of the game plan was pretty much just give the puck to Geekie and good things are gonna happen. And no better example of that than the second goal, where both Lindholm start a really good rush. It gets out to Mittelstadt, who's up the gut, and does a nifty little toe drag, almost to the level of Minton to Steve's from 2 games ago. Well, he gets it to Geekie, who's just on an island, no one around him. Kick your feet up, have a spotty, why don't ya? And it's 2-1 Bruins. There's a little bit of context that you're missing with this. A little bit before this, Geekie got hit really bad. Like I forget who did it, but it was a hit to his head that looked like an elbow. I kind of want the league to take a look at it because Geekie fell to the ground like a sack of potatoes. He was not getting up for like a solid 2 or 3 seconds, and he was shambling over to the bench. And Ty Anderson even tweets out that Geekie is looking really banged up, and you could see after it cuts to the commercial and cuts back, like Geekie's head is just like dangling. Like, his head is hanging on by a thread. I mean, it speaks to his perseverance a lot, but at the same time, there is definitely, please, for the love of God, take care of yourself. But while the Bruins aren't scoring, Swayman is just locking down the fort. Until DeBrincat happens. Deep into the third period. The Red Wings, by the way, have gotten 4 power plays in this game, and had exactly 2 shots on goal. They're averaging half a shot on goal for every power play because really the Red Wings don't really have many good players that don't make a key part of their identity diving. Like Dylan Larkin, diver. Lucas Raymond, diver. Moritz Seider, diver. Alex DeBrincat, you could go to both Milan for the Winter Olympics and play with Team Canada in hockey, and you can go to LA in 2028 and compete with Team Canada for diving! And no better example of this than in overtime. Like, in overtime, Elias Lindholm goes for the most softer than a baby's ass hooking call on DeBrincat, where he just splash, just takes a dive. 2 minutes of 4-on-3, and the Bruins kill it. And honestly, if there's one player you have to commend more than anybody on that penalty kill, it is Pavel Zacha. He's not doing much because there really isn't much that he can do because he's been on a long shift already. And now he has to be on the penalty kill, and he is in there for pretty much the entire for like a solid minute of it, while the Bruins are just getting hemmed in their own zone, and then he just gets the puck on his stick, backhands it all the way to the end of the ice, and uses whatever is left of his energy to bust his ass right back to the bench, where he deserved to take a seat after that. Not deserved in a bad way. Deserved as in take a bow, you absolute champion. That was an insane shift from him, and I commend him to hell and back. But we get to the shootout, and Mittelstadt. Oh, God! That was filthy! That was... Oh, my God. The silky mitts on this dude. Casey Mittelstadt goes forehand, backhand, jockstrap, winds up a punch, punches right through Cam Talbot's ribcage, grabs his heart, takes a bite out of it while it's still beating, and shoves it back in upside down. And for the rest of the shootout, nobody does anything. Patrick Kane gets stopped. Geekie, looking so much for the hat trick, gets stopped. Which, by the way, Morgan Geekie with 2 goals in this makes him tied with Nathan MacKinnon again for most goals in the league. Someone tell me again why we shouldn't have signed this guy for what we did. Somebody tell me, hey, he couldn't keep what up? What could he not keep up? Oh, he couldn't keep up a 20% shooting percentage? Look again, smartass. But with that said, he flubs it on the shootout. And then DeBrincat, who's just been the biggest piece of shit on skates for the entire game. Listen, I'm not usually one to criticize innocuous behavior. I really hate it when someone fires a shot on goal, the goalie stops it, play is dead, and he still skates right through the crease behind the goalie. That just feels incredibly that just feels like who do you think you're impressing? Like what is your major malfunction? And honestly, I'm just happy that DeBrincat got his shit rocked in this game. And that includes on the shootout just getting robbed by Swayman. Now, Bruins got 2 days rest. They got tomorrow, Sunday, and they got Monday. And then on Tuesday, going to Detroit. Take them on again. Ain't it weird? Ain't that kind of weird how the Bruins have had 2 consecutive games played against divisional rivals twice this season? They had the Leafs a couple of weeks ago in consecutive games, again on like 2 or 3 days rest. And now they have Detroit in consecutive games, again with 2 days rest. I don't know. That's not bad. That's not good. That's just, that's a little funny. What a wonderful win from the Bruins. And what a wonderful way to close out November. Take a bow, gentlemen. You've earned this. And that is going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.